What's up, you guys? Isaac with the chance here, back for my next Marvel Legends toy video review. And today, we're going to be looking at the Marvel Legends series of The Thing from the Fantastic Four First Steps. So for the package, you got this very cool open window that showcases The Thing right inside. And you get his name, The Thing, right about here. He's part of the Marvel Legends series toy line. He is from the Fantastic Four First Steps, and he was made by Hasbro. On the side, you get a really cool image of The Thing right about here. And you get another image of The Thing with his name up top. For the back of the box, you get another image of The Thing. And you get both of his names of The Thing and Ben Grimm. So for the package of The Thing, that's about it. So let me get him out here. See how awesome and MCU accurate he actually is. So here's The Thing out of the packaging, and I think he looks pretty damn cool, and I think they captured the likeness of him pretty well. So as we get into the color scheme of The Thing here, he does come with this orange type color scheme with the blue and with the blue and black and white color scheme. So as we get into this orange type color scheme, it's actually well sculpted, well sculpted in this rocky texture details for the chest unit as well as the stomach unit. He also has the orange rocky sculpted details for both of his arms and his hands, including the neck and his head sculpt. And he also has the orange rocky texture sculpted details for his back. And he comes with the more blue and more white and less black for his pants with some interesting details. And he does have both of the Fantastic Four logos slapping and centered on each side of the thigh pieces. And he does have the orange rocky sculpted details for his feet as well. And he does have this more white and less black for the belt, including he does have the Fantastic Four logo slapping and centered on the belt. And he does come with this silver wrist watch device piece for his right wrist. Now, as we take a look at this badass head sculpt, the head sculpt really captures the likeness of his comic book counterpart. And I think the likeness of him is not only comic book accurate, but also accurate to the movie. And also with the face recognition, I think this captures the face recognition of Ebon Moss-Bachrach, who plays not only Ben Grimm, but also The Thing from the movie. I think they captured the likeness of his face recognition pretty well as The Thing, and I think they've done an amazing job with the sculpted details for the face recognition. And I think the actor who also played, the actor who plays The Thing also did a fantastic job in the movie playing both Ben Grimm and The Thing. And also he does have some orange rocky sculpted details for the head sculpt, including the eyebrows that's more accurate to the comics, including the movie itself. So as we get into the for the rest of the rest of the figure, now I will talk about some problems I have with the figure. My biggest issue with the figure, he doesn't have the full uniform on. Maybe they decided to go for more like a comic book accurate look from what I understand. But it would be nice if he actually had the full uniform on. But right here, that's more comic book accurate here, is that the comic book accuracy here is that he's shirtless and he's also barefoot. That's actually more comic book accurate. But in the movie, he had on the sweater and the boot. He had on the sweater and the boots for his uniform that he had on in the promo images and concept art, including in the movie. But like I said, I can understand the comic book accuracy here, but it would be nice if he actually had the full uniform on, like the shirt and the well, most likely the shirt or the sweater, I shall say, including the boots that we seen him worn in the movie. But right here, the comic book accuracy here does look pretty cool overall. But for the rest of the figure, I think he does look. I think the color scheme here also looks well accurate to the film. So as we get into his accessories, he does come with 2 open hands, and he comes with 2 fisted hands. So for articulation, his head is on a ball joint. He can look up a little bit, but he can look down. He can look this way. He can look that way. He can move his arm. He can move his elbow joint that's a little bit stiff. He can move his wrist joint. He can move this arm, elbow joint, wrist joint. He can move his body. He can move his legs. He can move his knee joints and ankle joints. So as we get him, so if you want to get him into action, first what you want to do is you want to pop this hand right off, and you want to grab one of the fisted hands, and this peg will slot in here, so you want to port that in here into place. Do the same thing on the opposite side. You want to grab this. You want to grab this hand and pop it right off. And you want to peg this. You want to put this peg inside here in the slot here, and this will slot into place. And you want to pose him just a little bit. And you want to pose him a little bit, and now he's ready for action. So I guess that pretty much wraps it up. For this review of The Thing from the Fantastic Four First Steps. And I think he looks like a total badass as this figure, and also in the movie. And I think they've done an amazing job with this figure. But like I said, there are some things I like and some things I didn't like. But overall, I think the figure looks absolutely amazing. So what are your initial thoughts on this? So if you have this figure, what are your initial thoughts? Do you like this figure, or you don't like this figure, or what are some things about this figure that they should have vastly improved? But for me, in my opinion, I think this figure looks absolutely fantastic. But like I said, he could have had the full uniform on, but overall, I think they went for more like a comic book look of this guy, of this guy. But overall, I think the comic book accuracy looks great, but he could have had the sweater and the boots on though. But the comic book accuracy here looks great overall. But I guess that pretty much wraps it up. So I guess that pretty much wraps it up for this review of The Thing from the Fantastic Four First Steps. And there's nothing much else to say, so be sure to like, subscribe, press the notification button, follow me on Instagram, and comment down below. And I'll see y'all on my next video, and thank you for watching.